Hey guys, it's Rich and Ben from Herefordshire Wargaming. If you saw the last battle report, it was my Richys Deepkin versus his Fire Slayers. We are going for round 2, but I am still going to be using the Richys Deepkin, and Ben is going to be using his Stormcast. If you want to talk about them, Ben?
Yeah, so I'll be using my Stormcast Eternals. This is my first Age of Sigmar army that I ever had, which is actually bought by you guys for my birthday this year. Thing is, it's not an army I got on with straight away. I have to say I didn't really know Age of Sigmar that well. I didn't know the strengths of the army. But having played a lot more Age of Sigmar, I feel like I can take it out again and really get it going. So, it's not fully painted because it is an army I did put away a while ago. Ooh. I'm quite happy with the list I have now, and I will be getting it painted, so stay tuned for that.
Minus victory points for grey models, I think.
Don't say that.
Right, this is my Deepkin army that I'll be running in this 1000-point game. This is a Vanguard army, so it's a hero and 2 battle line, but I'll be taking 2 heroes. For my battle line, I have 2 6-man units of Morsar Guard. Pretty decent battle line, I think, to be perfectly honest. And for my heroes, I'm taking an Achillean King. He has the artifact of Abyssal Blade. This gives him +1 damage casted characteristic against Slanesh, which I'm not really fighting against at the moment, but it does increase his rend by 1, which is super handy. I will also be taking the command trait for the Born of Agony, which increases my general's wound characteristic by 2. So going up to 9 wounds, which is going to be super handy later on in the game. The Ishan Tidecaster will be my second hero, and the spell that she's going to be taking is the Arcane Corrasion. So I'm basically just going to sit at the back of the board and throw spells around. And also I am taking the Gloomtide Shipwreck, just to kind of ruin people's days and give myself a bit of a nicer save.
And here we have the Stormcast Vanguard army I'll be using today. As I said before, this is my first Age of Sigmar army, and I did kind of put it away because I couldn't get on with it, hence it not being fully painted. In this army, I have, leading it, is a Lord Aquila. He has the Staunch Defender command trait. His mount is Keen Clawed, and he has the armor of Silvered Sigmarite as his artifact. He'll be backed up by a unit of Vanguard Paladins. These guys are all armed with the shock hand axes, so don't worry too much about the guy at the back with a javelin. He won't be using that. Backing this army up, I also have 2 units of 3 Vanguard Raptors with Hurricane crossbows. They'll also be supported by 2 units of Aether Wings. I'm hoping to use these to negate Richy's extremely powerful charge, but they're not exactly slouches on their own either, as they do have the ability to put out an awful lot of firepower. And for my battle line, I've got 2 partially built units of 5 Vanguard Hunters. Now these guys will be using an Astral Compass to hide until the right time where they can jump out and hopefully grab some objectives. That's the plan at least. But right, so that's my army that I'll be using today. Let's crack on with the game.
And off to see who goes first. Oh, this is not the Deepkin. I'm going to be putting down my Gloomtide Shipwrecks. I'm going to put 1 6 inches away from this objective down here. And I'm going to put 1 6 inches away from this over here.
Gross. So the Vanguard Paladins are getting to deploy first. I'm going to literally be deploying this unit of Vanguard Hunters. They're going to be hiding in the Aether Wings using their Astral Compass. So they'll be coming on in one of my movement phases.
This unit of Morsar Guard put down on my left flank, covering this objective.
Second unit I'm deploying is going to be another unit of Vanguard Hunters. They are also going to be hiding until they're in reserve, basically.
Second unit is going to be a unit of Morsar Guard covering the right-hand flank. Hopefully going to be rushing up the battlefield or just protecting myself. Either way, hope I don't die.
My third unit is this unit of 3 Vanguard Raptors. They are deployed right at the back on my right flank in order to try and avoid Richy's first turn charge. We'll see how that works out though.
Third unit is going to be my Tidecaster, which is now down on the left hand flank covering this objective and stopping it from jumping in behind me like all those pesky Stormcast players like to do.
Fourth unit is another unit of Vanguard hunters. They will be on my left flank, doing the same thing, hiding as far back as they can, keeping an eye on that objective.
Fourth unit I'm putting down is my Achillean King, covering the left-hand flank. I have left my right end of the board open, but I've got a plan. Hopefully it pays off. Probably not too well, but this side's secured anyway, so let's go with the flow.
For my fifth unit, protecting the Raptors on the right flank, is a unit of Aether Wings. Hopefully they'll do their job this game, and they'll do it well.
I am fully deployed, so looks like I'm going to be going first.
Seeing as Richy's already finished deploying his army, I've got another unit of Aether Wings protecting the left flank.
They're going to die.
Got Lord Aquila here protecting the right flank, along with his Vanguard Paladins.
They're going to die too. Deepkin, turn 1. My hero phase is going to consist of my Ishran Tiecaster casting Arcane Corrasion on his general over here. Ooh.
I don't have any way of dispelling anything.
Ooh. So. Right, so.
Should have thought about that, to be honest.
This goes off on a roll of a 6. Oh, it just goes off. Now, he is between 36 and 48 inches away, which means it does 4 mortal wounds. Get in, son.
4 wounds off the bat. Not good.
Not too bad for the first hero phase. Also, our guard on the left flank are going to move their full movement of 14 inches straight up the field to be within 6 inches of that objective over there, and possibly getting a first turn charge. There we go, straight up the board and within 6 inches of that objective. Currently holding it, but I might forsake the objective to go kill some stuff on this side of the board. We'll see. And flank, this Morsar Guard unit is going to shoot up the board 14 and possibly try to kill some Stormcast. My Achillean King is going to move just to hover around this objective and try to keep the Morsar Guard in a reroll range. These are the boards looking after movement. I am right in the Stormcast face, so this should be quite interesting. I don't have any shooting, so this will go straight on to charges.
Beginning of my opponent's charge phase, Aether Wings get to make a free movement of 12 inches. So these guys are just going to move and spread out a little up here.
That's gross. That's absolutely gross. Stormcast trickery.
Yeah, put them in unit coherency.
It's alright, you brought them closer to my spears.
Yeah, that's all good. And these guys over here as well are just going to also move up and spread out a little. Just like that.
And to my axe.
Yeah.
After the birds have come closer to me, flappy flap flap, I have a shorter charge to make now, so now I only have to make an 11-inch charge on this side of the board, only, and a 10-inch charge on this side of the board. Right, so let's roll for the 10-inch charge first. Right, here we go. Right now, but I do get to re-roll my charges because of my Hornblower or Standard Bearer, one or the other. Right, here we go. Right, I failed my charges on this side of the board.
Nice.
Right, time for a big boy charge now. Here we go. Oh, no, only 8 inches. Right, time for another re-roll. Here we go. Pitiful, absolutely pitiful. Right, so that is the end of my turn. At the end of my turn, I have this objective here, scoring me 1 point. This objective here, scoring me 3 points. This objective here, scoring me another 3 points. And 0 points down here because I run away from it like an absolute idiot.
So my hero phase on my first turn, Lord Aquila is going to be using his Lord of the Azyrate Hurricane ability to be removed off the board and then be reset up wholly within 6 inches of any edge of the battlefield and more than 7 inches away from any enemy unit. Myself here, which is wholly within 6 inches of the board edge and 6 inches away from that objective. So hopefully that gives me some points this turn. Onto my movement phase, and the Vanguard Paladins are just going to rush up the board here. This is probably a mistake, but they're going to try and see what they can do against this many eels, or at least be this close to them.
Bring them to me. Bring them. So the battle trait for the Richys Deepkin is Forgotten Nightmares. Missile weapons can only be used to target Richys Deepkin unit with this battle trait if it's the closest visible enemy unit, which means that your unit of crossbowmen down here can't shoot this unit because this is still a visible unit and it's closer to this unit here, which means that he can't technically shoot me on the right hand side of the board at the moment, which is pretty nifty.
It's pretty good. It does, however, mean I need to get to have some fun over here.
Yeah, cool.
So in my shooting phase, my Vanguard Raptors are going to take some shots at these guys. Now, their crossbows, if they don't move, get an extra 3 shots each, which means they all get 9 shots apiece, which is 27 shots, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's 27 shots, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. So that is, take out all the
that's good shooting.
1s, 2s and 3s. Yeah, that and that.
Oh, real good shooting.
Cool. And then also wounding on 4s. So wounding on, that little thing keeps going. Wounding on 4s.
Not so good.
Okay, no. So that is, oh no, it's not good at all. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wounds.
My best saves coming at me. Right, there are no minuses to this. So because it is my first turn, I have a 3-up save. So here we go. Right, so that is 4 that go through, which means I have lost an eel. No!
Well, that could have gone a lot better, but now the Vanguard Paladins are going to fire their Bolt Storm pistols. They get 2 attacks apiece, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. So hitting on 3s, that was also not great. And then, whoops, wounding on 4s.
Ah, terrible.
Oh man, that's bad. No minuses.
3-up save. Yeah.
Not good, not good. Okay. Now, because of Richy's disgusting rule, these guys are literally not going to do anything. They can't shoot because they're too far away this turn. So, I guess it's on to charges. So the Vanguard Paladins are going to have a go at charging. Yeah, 10. That's pretty nice. I'd say they're in. So they're going to go just here. Awesome.
At the beginning of the combat phase, I shoot my Biovoltaic Blast, which is I roll a dice for each of my models in the unit. On a 3-up, it's a mortal wound. On a 6, it's D3 mortal wounds on the unit. So here we go. So that is 1 and D3 for 3, so that is 4 mortal wounds on this unit.
Cool. So that's 1 guy. They have 5 wounds each, so that's 1 guy on 1 wound. In combat, the Vanguard Paladins have their shock hand axes. They hit on 3s and wound on 3s. So hits on 3s. Okay, not awful, not the worst. Oh, well, actually, 50%. It's pretty bad for 3s. And then wound on 3s. So that's 3 wounds at minus nothing.
Minus nothing, 3-up save. 1 goes through.
Cool. 1 damage.
1 damage.
Griff charges, raise the beacon claws, hitting on 3s, any 6s cause mortal wounds. So that's 1, 2 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits for those. So Richy, you need to take your saves. 5 at minus 2 for you.
Minus 2, so 5 ups. That is 3 that go through. So that is 6 wounds altogether.
Yeah, they do 1 damage each.
That's 1, 2. Oh wait, no. Here has 1 wound remaining.
Awesome.
I am going to pile in. So this guy's going to come to here. He's going to shimmy around to there. And he is going to shimmy around to here to get him within an inch. Right, so my attacks. They have 2 attacks each with their spears. So that is 8 attacks. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, because of my Keeling King within 18 inches. So that's all hits. And 3s to wound. That is 5 wounds, sir, at minus nothing because I didn't charge.
Right, so that's 5 saves of a 4-up for my Vanguard Paladins. And I failed 1, which means... No, I failed 2, sorry. Which means this one guy is dead, the guy on 1 wound. And then the other dude's taken 1 wound.
For my next attack, I'm going to use my Fanged Maws, which is an attack each. And these are 3s to hit. 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s because of Futan, didn't get a 1. That is 1 that's gone free, mate, at minus nothing.
Minus nothing, another 4-up save. Oh,
D3 for 1. Anticlimactic.
He's on.
Right, no.
2 wounds.
Thanks for that attacks. And for their final attacks, we have the Lashing Tails. These are D3 attacks each. So that is 6, 7, 8 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. No 1s. That is 4 at minus nothing.
Oh. So that's 4-ups.
Ooh.
Ooh, 2. Wow, he's got 1 wound left. I'll just put that down to 1. So he got 5 wounds each. Is that the end of the combat?
That is the end of the combat.
Cool. My Vanguard Paladins have a Lunar Blade. The champion has a Lunar Blade. On a 2+, he causes a mortal wound. Cool, so that's 1 mortal wound.
Right, he is down another wound.
I was hoping that would kill him. I thought he was on 1 wound.
No.
Okay, cool. That is now the end of my turn.
So my Battle Shock on my Morsar Guard, I've lost 2 guys. So, I am absolutely fine because that is a 6, which is their bravery.
Cool. I've lost 1 guy. Their bravery of 7. I too am fine. So just a bit of a stalemate here until the Vanguard die next turn. So scores. This one, nobody holds, or well, I don't hold it anyway, that's for sure. I think you might still hold that one.
Yeah, I still hold that one.
Yeah, cool. You still got that one over there.
Yeah.
You've still got this one here, but I score a mighty
3 points
for my Lord Aquila hiding over here. Off for priority.
Oh,
Wow.
It's a draw, which means that I went first in the last turn, so I get to choose, which means I am definitely going to choose to go first. Huzzah! Winner one!
Funny that.
Beginning of the Richys Deepkin turn 2, my Tidecaster down here is going to shoot a spell, Arcane Corrasion, all the way over to these raptors over here. Now, they are 45 inches away, which means I can zap them for 4 mortal wounds. Right, so here we go. I need a 6 to cast, and it's off. Right, so that is 4 mortal wounds on those pesky crossbowmen over there.
4 mortal wounds, that's 2 dead.
Ah, gutted, absolutely gutted. In my movement phase, I am going to slightly move my Tidecaster up a little bit. And I am going to move my Achillean King 3 inches away from this unit here to try and get him into combat. These Morsar Guard over here on this objective are going to move within 3-inch charge distance of these birds over here. Mighty charges now. The Achillean King needing 3. Getting it on a 6. Smashing in. As he charges into the enemy, he gets impact hits on a 2-up. I believe I didn't get the D3 mortal wounds. Absolutely gutting. Absolutely gutting. Morsar Guard on the right flank are going in for their almighty charge. Just about made it. Right.
On your charge, don't forget I get to move my birds.
Oh, yeah, you do.
They're just literally going to come like this. You can charge the birds.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to charge the birds. Right, the Achilleans are charging into these birds. Should hopefully kill all of them. Of all combat phases, I get to do my biovoltaic lightning, which I'm going to use now. So I get to roll a dice for every model in this unit, and on a 3-up, it is mortal wounds. Ooh, That's a few. That is definitely a few. So are there any dead birds in that, mate?
How many mortal wounds?
That is 4 mortal wounds, my friend.
There's 2 dead birds.
Oh. I'm going to be using my Keelian King. So his first attack is the pole arm, which is 3 attacks, hitting on 1s. Oh, 3s, sorry. Right.
We should hit on 1s.
I know, I wish I was hitting on 1s. Right, so that's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 1 that goes through, and that is -3 rend.
Ooh. I don't think I get a save against that. On the Paladins, is it?
Yeah.
I do not. So how many wounds is that?
That is a flat 3 damage because he charged.
Okay, so he is dead.
Nice.
And he has taken 2 wounds.
Nice. Right, I am going to take his weapon out of his shield. So basically it's his Falchion, which means he gets an extra 3 attacks to do because he's turning his shield into a sword, which is pretty cool. He does lose 1 to his save, but I'll take it. So 3 attacks hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. That's 1 at -0.
1 4 save. Nope.
Oh, failed it. That was definitely worth doing. Right, so for the Deep Mare's Fang, Jaws and Talons, it's time for the Seahorse. Right, 3s. Ooh, 2. And 3s re-rolling 1s because I'm Futan. Oh, definitely needed that re-roll of 1s. Well, that is 2 at -1, my friend.
5 ups. Oh, the dice have betrayed me.
So that is 1 damage, mate.
1 damage. He has taken 3 wounds now.
And I get another 3 attacks with the Lashing Tail. So these hit on 3s. Oh no, that's not what I want. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Ooh, that's 1 that goes through at -0.
4. I'm cool.
Oh no, they survived. No! Right, your combat, mate.
I feel like this Vanguard champion needs to get his last few hits in before the eels kill him off. Because I feel like nothing much is going to happen over here that I could do much with. So he is going to get his attacks. So he gets 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Both hit, cool. And wounding on 3. No, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds at -0. Oh, and they're against the general, by the way.
Oh, smart move. I made my save worse. Right, so I have a save of 4 up at the moment because I use my Falchion. So 4 up saves. 1 goes through.
Cool, it's 1 damage.
I'm down to 8 wounds.
Oh, gross. I'm not going to take that many wounds. And then the Griff Charger is going to use his Razor Beacon Claws. It is 3 attacks. He hits on 3s. Gross. Any 6s would have been mortal wounds, and wounds on 3s.
Utter fail.
That sums up my life with this army, to be honest. Okay, cool. And he gets his Lunar Blade as well, which he gets to chuck at you for a 2+. Nice, that's a mortal wound.
I do not get a save against mortal wounds.
No?
No! Right, so taking another wound, down to 7.
Cool.
So now I'm going to attack this unit. I'm going to pile in these 2 into this back unit and this one into the birds. I can't pile in these 2 because if I pile in with them, they'll be too far away from this objective and I won't be able to claim it this turn. He was trying to be sneaky and lure me further away. Mm-hmm. So as the champion's fighting at the back into the Stormcast, there's 5 attacks for the spears and then there are 6 attacks going into the lone bird. So this should be slight overkill. Looking for 3s here, no rerolls because I'm too far away from my Keelian King. Right, so that is 2. That is 2 misses. And wounding on 3s. Right, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the unit at the back and 2 onto the bird. These are -2 and 2 damage apiece.
Oh, gross. So I think the bird is dead. Let me check that.
I'd say the bird is definitely dead.
The bird is dead. He has no save. That's fine. He did his job. So that was 2 on the bird, was it?
Yeah. And 5 onto that unit.
Okay, and the unit has a 4-up save, I think. 4-up save. And was it -2?
-2.
So 6-up saves.
Here we go.
1, 2, 4, 6, 8 wounds. Goodbye.
Yeah, that is definitely a dead unit.
Yeah.
Well, the more so I've cleared up this side of the board. That turn, we have the Battle Shock phase, which is on this lonely Stormcast down here, as I didn't lose anything in this turn of combat.
He has leadership of 7. He lost 1 guy. He's fine.
Okay.
For now, somehow.
Great.
Somehow.
It's all right, we'll get him next turn. Right, so the end of that, I have claimed this objective, so I get 3 points. I have also claimed this objective over here, just about, so that is 6 points. I also have this objective down here for 7 points. But unfortunately, he is denying me this objective with his bloody general. Right, so that's 7 points to me for this turn. Over to Ben.
For my turn 2, I'm going to get the Lord of Quilla and use his battle trait to zap across the board. So he's going to go from here, pew, all the way over here. Appeared on the other side of the board next to this objective, and that's my hero phase over. Time for the movement phase. The only thing I'm really going to move in the movement phase are these Aether Wings and just get them a bit closer to this combat, because at this point I don't really think they've got much more to do but to try and lend what little help they can to this Vanguard Paladin right here. At the end of my movement phase, the Vanguard Hunters have appeared on this board edge here next to this objective, and this board edge here next to the Lord of Aquila and that objective. In the shooting phase, this Lone Raptor will be taking some shots across the board at those eels over in combat over there. He gets 9 shots, hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s. It's 9 attacks, hitting on 4s. Yeah, it wasn't great. Need a way to get these guys to re-roll, I think.
That was a bad roll.
That was a bad roll. Wounding on 4s. No,
Fluffed it.
He's given up on life, I think.
Scared, mate. He's scared.
He is scared. Vanguard Paladin Hunter is going to shoot as well at the general just here. He gets 2 shots, hitting on 3s.
Ugh.
Pretty good. And wounding on 3s. Wounding on 4s, sorry. So that's 1 wound. No rend.
Is that in general?
Yeah.
Right, so this is a 3-up save now. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Saved it.
Awesome. And over here, the Lord Aquila is going to fire his better bolt storm pistol, which is 4 attacks at the spellcaster.
This is not going to end well.
Yeah.
Not at all. She has an amazing 6-up save.
Oh, awesome. So hitting on 3s. Nice. And wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
Right, so 6 ears. Right, so I've got 1 6, and her ability is Spirit Guardians. The first wound of every turn is negated, so that is no wounds.
Nice. Very nice. And the these guys are going to fire as well then with their pistol. Hunters get 2 attacks each. The champion of the unit gets an extra attack to all of his weapons. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 attacks, or 9 shots at the spellcaster. They are hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. Cool, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good actually. Wounding on 4s. Cool, so that is 4, 5, 6 wounds at minus nothing on her. Yeah, on her.
I'm probably going to say that she is dead. 6-up save, come on! Right, so I've saved 2. She has taken 4, and she has 5 wounds, so she has 1 wound left. Yes! Yes!
Charges, cool. The birdies are going to do some charging, for what it's worth. 4 and a 6. Well, yeah, they're in. Tuck ourselves up here.
Protect my master.
Yeah, we're trying their best. The master's over here, not doing anything. And then over there, I've got the Lord Aquila. He's going to charge.
You're gonna fail.
Yeah, it's not a great charge. 5 inches. And then the unit of hunters will also charge. That's much better at 9 inches.
Looking bleak for the Tide Master. Oh well, her sacrifice will be great.
Cool, they're in there.
For the Emperor. Wrong game.
At combat then, the hunters are going to attack the Tidecaster. They hit on 3s and wound on 4s with their shock hand axes. So that's not too bad
Ah, you monster.
at all. And then they will be wounding on 4s. I can't pick up all the dice.
Oh, that was definitely a 2.
Wounding on 4s. So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 wounds at minus nothing.
You monster. Right, 3 6s coming up. You ready? Ah, she is dead.
Yes.
Ah.
Awesome. And then I'm going to consolidate towards the closest enemy unit, 3 inches, which is about that, just to kind of put them on the thing a bit better. There we go. Awesome. Your combat.
My Achillean King is going to hit with his polearm, so hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 at minus 3, my friend.
Oh, well, that's 2 wounds.
D3 damage because I didn't charge this turn. Oh, that's 5 wounds,
Oh,
mate.
yeah. He dead.
Ah, he's
Goodbye.
Goodbye, my lover.
Yep. I guess it's down to my Aether Wings now.
Oh, let's see what they can kill.
So hopefully these Aether Wings are going to prove their points value and kill an eel. Hitting on 3s, they get 2 attacks apiece. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. So that is... Oh, nice. 5 hits.
You're going to flap me to death.
Wounding on 4s. No, they pick at your eyes. So that's 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 2. 2 wounds. At minus nothing.
4 ups. Ah, third one.
Cool.
Is that 1 damage?
It's 1 damage,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm down to 1 wound.
Nice. Eagle's the natural enemy of the eel.
No.
Your attack's back?
Right, so I am going to not pile in them. So these 2 are going to do all their attacks, and this one is going to do his 2-inch attack, which is the leg? The tail. Right, so the spear's going into him, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because my general's there. Wounding on 3s, that's 3 at minus nothing.
How many wounds do they do?
Well, that's just 1.
1. So 1 dead and 1 on 1 wound.
Right, I am going to go for the tail, which is 3d3, because I get to do this one as well. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling nothing. Wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. No. 2 at minus nothing.
Okay, I don't have a save. How many damage?
They are just 1.
Okay, so that's another 1 dead.
Another 1 bites the dust. And then I get 2 attacks with my fanged maws. So these are hitting on 3s. Ooh. Wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. Ooh. Minus nothing. Now these are the good ones. D3 damage.
He's dead too.
Yeah.
Because there was no way you were going to roll under 1 wound. Awesome. Well. There's actually no battle shock at the end of turn 2 because everything either survived or died. There was no in between.
Right, so this is turn 3 for the Richys Deepkin. I've come out of the shadows and I've killed a load of Stormcast. The Stormcast side of the field is rather empty, I'd like to say. Unfortunately, they're all in my deployment zone after killing my Tidecaster. What did she ever do to you? Apart from 8 mortal wounds.
Yeah, like a lot of mortal wounds. That's exactly what she did to me.
Right, so in my command phase, my Achillean King is going to use his command ability to give 1 extra attack characteristic to the spears of the Ely boys. Ooh, right. So now they have 3 attacks each. Bit tidy, bit tidy. My movement phase, my Achillean King is going to shimmy 3 inches away from the Stormcast here. The Morsar Guard are going to fly 3 inches away from his general.
That's not the way it's supposed to be.
Hopefully, this will be a nice dead general in a minute. Right. Move this unit of Morsar Guard 14 inches to try and get a nice long charge in against these headless Stormcasts over here. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be a biggie, but we'll try. Morsar Guard down on this side of the board are going to try and go for a big boy charge. I need an 11. Ah!
Oh, no.
Yes! Yes!
I have no words.
In your face. In your
The
face.
dice have betrayed me.
Right. So that's probably going to be a dead unit of Stormcast. The Achillean King is going in for his 3-inch charge. Oh, he definitely gets in.
Amazing.
And the Morsar Guard going in for another 3-inch charge. Oh, with a 12. Absolutely beautiful. Right. He's coming in. They are definitely in. Right. This is the Deepkin's third turn on the Tides of Battle. My entire army gets to fight first in the combat phase. So I'm just going to do his impact hits first off my Keelian King. So on a 2-up, yeah, it is D3 mortal wounds against its unit for 2 mortal wounds against the unit of Stormcast.
Let me check how many wounds they have. I think it's 2 each.
Oh, 2 each. Then 1 is dead, my friend.
Pass one to me.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Right, so for the first unit I'm going to do the combat is going to be these Morsar Guard down here. They have 3 attacks each with their Voltaic Spears. Rolling to hit with my eels. I'm needing a 4 to hit because he's -1 to hit. Re-rolling 1s. Right, so take out the 2s and 3s. 3s to wound. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Yeah,
at -2, my friend.
Cool. So his save is a 3, I believe. Yep, 3 save. -2 is 5s. So 7, 5 ups. No.
So he takes a lot of wounds.
How many is that? 10? Is it 2 damage?
Yeah, that is 10 wounds, mate.
Okay, so he's dead. Thanks to the trait of his Griff Charger, on a roll of a 4+, you take D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, nice.
On a 4-up. No.
Ah, the dice have forsaken him. The beautiful general is dead.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, my lover. Right, the second one I'm going to choose to pick is my Keelian King, who has 3 attacks with his polearm, hitting on 3s. Ah, they all hit. Wounding on 3s. Ah, they all wound. That is -3, my friend.
No saves. How many wounds?
That is 9 damage in total because I charged.
2, 4, 6, 8. And 1 spare wounding for good measure.
Ah, they're all dead.
I need bigger units of these. I think 5 isn't enough. You need units of 10.
And now for the final unit over here. Right, 3s to hit with my spears. No rerolls. 3s to wound. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's all of them. That is all of them. -2, my friend. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 at -2.
So that's 6 ups for these guys. Oh, that was a decent.
Oh, saved a few.
Didn't save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many damage?
That is 12 damage on the unit.
They're all dead.
The valiant last stand of the Stormcaster. We took down an eel on the way out, though. Nope. Right,
Cool.
so the end of that turn,
You score all of the points.
I have scored every single one of the objectives. So that is another 6, 7, 8. And I've killed every single Stormcast.
No, you haven't.
Apart from this little guy over here, the lone survivor. Ooh, can he do it? Can he take down the entire Deepkin army by himself?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We
Sure.
shall see.
Sure, it'll be fine. Yeah, no problem. Okay, for my turn 3, I don't have a lot to do, really. I'm just going to move this guy as close as I can to that objective. Right, so he's going to run. Cool, 5 + 3 is 8, which puts him basically here, in enough to hold this objective. I can't shoot because I ran, and I've got nothing else to do. So, at the end of that turn, I've scored an additional 1 point. For turn 4, rolling for priority.
Not me.
Nice, it's just what I needed. Life is
Stormcast,
good
get
to
it.
me. So, movement phase, there's no hero phase, or nothing to do with any hero phases, nothing like that. He gets a 5-inch movement, which brings him up here, and I'm going to see if I'm in range to shoot anything. 18-inch range. I am not, no. So, if we look here, amount of range of him, amount of range of them. So that's my turn 4 over. So it's really good because I almost never win. I almost never win priority, and I managed to win priority and not really have anything to do with it. So yeah, good for me.
So for the Deepkin, turn 3 or 4? Turn 4 now. Right, my Morsar guard are going to jump up here. It was pre-measured.
I can just cut to when you put the last one down, that's no big deal.
And that is actually all I'm going to move, because I'm going to leave the Achillean King on this objective. And I'm going to leave the Morsar on this one over here, because there's nothing over this side left to kill. Right, so no shooting phase. I am going to charge. So here we go, this is the final charge. Oh yeah, definitely in with the 9. Right, they're all in. So the spear's going in, hitting on 3s. No rerolls because I'm too far away from my general. Wounding on 3s. That is 5 at -2.
6s. He's dead.
That is 10 damage.
And that's game over.
That is the end of the game. Well done, mate.
Good game.
Good game, man. So, how did you feel that went?
So as I said before, this is an army I couldn't get on with for a long time, mainly because I was using it wrong. I feel I used it a little better this game, although in hindsight I shouldn't have really put anything in reserve. Had my entire army on the table, ready to stop that charge and just lay into him with as much shooting as I could, and maybe even counter charge. Because if you can charge as eels, you can do the damage to them, and then worried about getting on the objectives later. As it stands though, Deepkin are still savage. I will come up with an army list to counter those sooner or later, mark my words. Maybe with my new army for the new year, depending what that is and what system that's for. But overall it was a really good game. I got absolutely battered. Not only did I get tabled, but I lost by like 11 points or something crazy, or 13 points or something crazy like that. But it was pretty awesome.
Right, that game went quite well for the Deepkin. My plan at the beginning was to literally just rush forward, first 10 charge or die. I didn't get any of my first 10 charges off, unfortunately, but I did manage to grab quite a few objectives, which was pretty much my main goal at the beginning. He come back at me with a pretty furious amount of bolts, managed to weather that quite nicely. I was pretty scared of the Stormcast coming in, just because the amount of movement that they could do jumping around. Somehow managed to weather it. Managed to do a lot of my lightning attacks, managed to kill a lot of stuff, so I was quite happy with that. Basically my tactics going into it was to try and gain as many early objectives as I possibly could, because I thought he was going to jump in behind me, which is what he did, killing my Tidecaster, which I was pretty gutted about. Only just finished painting her. But no, it was good old game. Made it to turn 4 in the end, which was pretty good. Yeah, no, pretty decent game. I don't think tactically I would have done much differently. Maybe kept my Achillean King back slightly so I could have protected my Tidecaster, but apart from that, no, it went quite well, I think. Yeah, it went well.
Right, well guys, that was battle report number 2 for Herefordshire Wargaming. Hopefully this one was a little easier to watch. We've tried to improve on the last video. We even got ourselves a nice new Steadicam to make the shots a little nicer, a little easier, and we've relit the room a bit better as well. As you can probably see in my glasses just there.
Can see my sweat.
You were not the one sweating in that game. Let us know what you thought of the battle down below. Let us know if there's anything you'd have done differently. Let us know if there's anything you want to see coming up. We do plan on doing some 40k at some point, and Dan and Simon are super eager to get themselves stuck in and do some battle reps with us as well as a few other people in our group. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.